breakfast. Whether you love it, hate it, or don't eat it at all, breakfast is definitely the most important meal of the day. And in this video, we're going to show you 5 reasons why breakfast is the most important meal and 5 ways that you can make a healthier breakfast. So, let's get started with reason number 1. The first reason for why breakfast is so important is energy. Breakfast is what helps you get that small dose of energy in the morning that allows you to get all the way to lunch, especially when you have a little bit of cup of coffee. But we're not here to talk about that, we're talking about breakfast today. The second reason for why breakfast is so important is it helps give you all your vital vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that you need to feel good during the day. The third reason for why breakfast is so important is weight control. If you don't eat breakfast in the morning, you are more likely to eat more unnecessary foods later on in the day, especially during your other meals, where you will add more unnecessary food to those meals to essentially fill in the hole for where breakfast once was. And that is not good, because that just makes your body not healthy anymore. So that's why eating breakfast is important as well, is because if you don't eat breakfast, you are going to become fat, and that is not a good thing, believe it or not. So yeah, if you eat breakfast in the morning, you essentially are helping yourself to not become as an unhealthy person. The fourth reason for why breakfast is so important is because it helps make you make better food choices. Now you might be thinking, well, how does it do that? Well, think about it. If you're eating more food in the morning, it will make you less hungry later, so you're less likely to grab a snack from the cupboard. It's as simple as that. You don't snack on that much food when you eat breakfast because you're full still from a bit of breakfast and whatever other important meals you have during the day. So yeah, that is another reason for why breakfast is so important. Now, the fifth and final reason for why breakfast is so important is because if you eat a healthy breakfast, you actually have a less chance of getting sick. Now, you might be thinking, but what is a healthy breakfast? Well, we asked a science guy down at a lab to essentially answer this question for us. Now, we're going to pass this video on to... Unfortunately, our last clip does not lie. That unnamed dude that nobody actually properly knew the name of has not been seen since that last clip. If you recognize who that guy is, please keep that information to yourself. Honestly, nobody really liked him and he was kind of mean to everybody. But yeah, we'll now continue with our regular scheduled programming. So, what even makes a healthy breakfast anyway? Well, basically, what could make a breakfast pretty healthy is if you choose whole unprocessed foods from pretty much any of the food groups. For instance, taking anything from fruits or vegetables or grain, stuff like that. It's all anything good for you really can help create a healthy breakfast. Let's get into specifics. What exactly are some of the healthiest foods that you can eat for breakfast? Well, let's first look at this. First on the list is oatmeal. Oatmeal is pretty good, but if you don't like oatmeal, we have another option for you, and that is eggs. Who doesn't like a good egg in the morning, especially when it's scrambled? Unless it's in a jar. Do not eat eggs in a jar, for the love of God, it does not taste good. Anyway, there's also coffee. People often drink coffee in the morning to wake up, and coffee, surprisingly, can actually be good for you as long as it's being used in reasonable levels and it's not being used to keep you up pulling an all-nighter. Another thing that you can also eat are berries and Greek yogurt, tea, all that good stuff as well. So yeah, there's plenty of things you can eat that are considered healthy for breakfast. Okay, so now we're going to play a little game. Here is an average family breakfast in America. As you can see, we have the guy over here in white who's eating a cookie. Over there in the corner, there's the guy in blue eating an entire cake. And then, right there's the guy in yellow who's eating an apple. Out of all of these guys, which one would you say is eating the healthier option? Now, obviously, the answer is the cake. It's the apples. The apples are clearly the obvious one here. The guy in yellow is very smart and he's doing the right thing in terms of making a healthy breakfast. Well, these other two clearly need to be educated on how to eat properly. Now for something fun. Let's actually build a healthy breakfast sandwich. So first, we're going to start off with some nice whole wheat bread. And that is better than white bread, whole wheat bread. Now, let's add some lettuce, because lettuce, it's a vegetable. It's green, it's good. Now, let's add a little bit of cheese for some, a little bit of flavor, and, who doesn't like cheese? Now, let's also add a tomato for, some extra healthiness, and then, to top it off, another piece of whole wheat bread to make it a sandwich. Now, let's look at an example of what isn't a healthy sandwich. Here is a white bread, chocolate, 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 white bread. You see, that isn't a healthy sandwich for obvious reasons. It's white bread. No, it's because chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. But yeah, that is a good example on how to build a healthy breakfast sandwich and how not to build a healthy breakfast sandwich. Now, the last tip that I can give you on how to have a healthy breakfast is to basically just avoid sugar mostly. Don't have sugary products for breakfast, because if you want to have the healthiest breakfast, sugar is not going to get you there. Especially adding it to stuff. And I know that there's a lot of you people that love to add sugar to your coffees, and you could probably keep doing that and getting away with it. But if you truly want to have the healthiest breakfast, then adding sugar to anything whatsoever is a no-go. So if you'll excuse me, I have very important experiments to run. It's magnificent.